Hello, and welcome back to the Yearning Gurn. I'm Rob, and today we're going to be playing Attila Total War. It's the latest instalment of the Total War series. I must admit, I've been a little wary of their sort of getting them too close to release over the last couple of games, such as Empire Total War and Rome Total War, as they were buggy pieces of shit. But they've seemed to have sort of bucked that trend with the latest one by making it work. And having played sort of about 8 hours of it so far, played the prologue, I think they've really gone through a lot of effort to make it work. Like, the units feel in control as the best I've ever seen them control. The AI is very good. The enemy feels like they're actually trying to fight you and trying to gain terrain advantage and things like that. Units do what they're told pretty much every time I've ever tried to tell them to do anything. So all in all, I'm very excited to play it. So I thought, to celebrate and making a working Total War game, we'd start the campaign. I've decided to play as the Saxons. They're one of my favourite factions from the Rome Barbarian Invasion expansion from the first Rome game, the one that worked. And we're going to go straight for it. It's the first campaign I've started, apart from the prologue, so essentially there's going to be a bit of a learning experience as we go along. But bear with me and hopefully we'll conquer Europe, as it were. So let's see how it goes, shall we? I like the new UI changes a lot. All of these sort of additions of markers saying how your units are doing in combat. Like a little updatey thing that lets you if they're doing well, the number of units and their morale, their missiles and things. It really makes the whole thing like very clear. And I think that helps a lot. And I'm really looking forward to sort of trying that out with some more sort of complex battles, because really I've only fucked about like quite lightly with the custom battle scenario, trying out some of the units and some of the naval combat, just to see if everything worked and how the UI's changed and how the AI's changed and things like that. And so far, I've enjoyed it. So we picked the Saxons because they seem like a pretty balanced civilization. They seem like they've got sort of access to pretty much every sort of unit. Watch the opening cinematic.
The air was filled with smoke and blood. Rome was weak.
Haven't seen one of these before. It's very elaborate.
The tribes grew in strength and number. Their roots went deep, and they felt the earth's blood pounding through the land. But their borders were threatened, for a great storm raged in the east. One by one, the tribes scattered as seeds in the wind.
It's a lovely side button he has going on there.
And behold, a red horse, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. The blood of their kin would be avenged.
Take back what the Romans took and all that. Can't work out who the voice actor is. It sounds very familiar.
Great hunters, they tempered their blades in Roman blood, and saw their once mighty walls reduced to dust.
Surprise.
They made ready for war.
We're going to have all the same, probably, quotes from famous military theorists in the loading screens, I assume. I've seen a lot by Cicero so far. We probably should turn the voice there, volume him up a bit. South is in turmoil, distracted by the petty conflict and the westward migration of the Huns. Therefore you should look elsewhere for opportunities. Rome has all but lost its grip on Britannia and ever threatened by Celtic aggression, so you should have no trouble establishing a presence there. A long cold creeping from the north is also driving its men into action. They are formidable warriors and compose a great threat should they raid or attempt to conquer the mainland Britain. Better perhaps to take the fight to them instead. Fight, win and prevail. The Saxons can carve their place in the annals of history. Well, I've got good news for them, because historically they do quite well when it comes to claiming Britain. But I don't think very much conflict was involved in historically. I think it was more of the Romans started leaving and they started rocking up. It was, I think, more of a timing thing. Anglus. So they'll be the Angles, and we'll be the Saxons. So I think it's together in our destiny to come and claim what's rightfully ours, as it were. So let's see what we got. We start with a fairly sizable army. We have Gavis, I'm assuming is our commander. What sort of unit is he part of? Nordic Warlord. Pretty much all of the Nordic lands can have him. Good attack and all that. And with spears. Spears is another thing the Saxons, I think, are famous for historically. They have big spear walls. And archers. What can we build? We have access to... Oh, that's our recruitment candidates. I have to click on armies. I haven't played very much of the later ones, so this whole sort of raising new armies and things is new to me. But I like how they brought back a lot of the sort of personal gameplay and how everybody has their own stats and everybody has their own sort of agendas and things like that. It's very much sort of an influence from Crusader Kings, which is a game I really enjoy. Recruit units. What can we build from our capital of... Bollocks, we ain't saying that. Warhounds, Nordic Hunters, those Slingers, Saxon Spears, Nordic Levy. Saxon Spears and Machine are quite good. So we can abandon the settlements and leave it, and then it can be settled by further people. Can we settle out west, or are they unknown civilizations, or are they unsettled civilizations? I have to go and investigate. Only agents we can recruit. No, not currently. How can we upgrade what we've got so far? We've got granary, farmstead, a small city, and we can, in theory, extend our development. We've got 900 coins. How much will it cost to extend? Cost us 2,000. Well, we don't really have the money for that currently. What's our projected income? Predicted income 3,488. Expenses, so we'll have 900 next term. That's our current treasury. Oh, I see. That's our predicted income. So we've got 7,000 coins to muck about with. We can make something to... I suppose if we go for Angulus in a few turns, it shouldn't be too bad. I think it could be hunting grounds, hunters' shrines. I'm assuming the hunting grounds will let us construct. These are the trees. So it would be under hunting grounds, what I would assume would be allow us to train. I'll give us more food. I think we're okay for food so far, so I want to build something that will give us something a bit more wealth from industry, food. We'll seem a lot more food with Hunter's Shrine. Public order. Let's see how we're doing for happiness. Sort of almost has become quite we're not very happy. So let's try and do something that would give us some public order, shall we? Town centre. And usually that's got some recruitment benefits as well. So something worth having. The volume is quite low currently from the advisor up there. So in later videos I think we'll try and edit that so it's a bit more sort of normal volume. So actually we don't need to raise another army. Actually raising another army sounds like it'd be useful because are we currently at war? Factions. We are currently at war with the Western Roman Empire. Do we have any borders with the Western Roman Empire? No, we've got the Urbuzes here and the Aragilia there, and they're both neutral. And I think that's the Franks there, so we do have a little bit of a buffer zone between the Western Roman Empire. But if we go to war, do the Angles have any... they're friendly with us, and are we trading? No, but do we want to be nice to them? Because they seem like the easiest land to take. We don't want to go and mess with the Franks. Because really we want the sea land, because we want to build ships, because we need to be invading. So maybe taking the Angles out is our best bet. But also, we are not really... We'll see if we can get a trade agreement with the Danes up here, shall we? So we will go to... I can't remember the trade... Actually, we'll do our technology first. Regional Defence Force enables building of Hunters Camp. Yeah, I'll get that. This bit has far more benefits. Scansia. So this has got the uniting. Angelus is part of is part of our current region, so it's some incentive to try and deal with that. And Rougion is not, but Flevium is. So yeah, Angelus is probably our best bet. We'll march to their border, because I'm pretty sure then we can start recruit. Where's their capital? Is there? So we march to the border and recruit a load of units. See what it tells us about their one unit we can see. It's quite a big force. The dreaded Berserkers. That's quite an intimidating name. So we recruit some units. We got archers. Probably would like spearmen. We're doing all right for. I'd like a. I like warhounds. For like a. Do you want 2 units of warhounds? Is probably too many. I don't know. They're good for chasing down things and hitting people in the rear, but I'm not entirely 100% sold on them. They're cool. They're fun to have. We got a lot of actually ranged infantry there. Actually, they're spearmen, so we probably don't need that many. So we'll just get some Saxon spears because they're quite solid and the best melee unit we can buy so far. And we're still doing okay for money, so it's not really a big issue. So we're going to see wait for them to recruit, see what we can get in terms of how many. We'll have 3 more units. So we got yes, that should be. We'll see what we can get in terms of mercenaries. See if we can get any siege engines. Yes, but there's no walls in the city, so it's not a big deal. Some cavalry, some light cavalry might be useful. Mounted. They're just good because it will probably force them to come to us because it'll be enough range to pepper them a little bit. But they don't have much ammo, and how much money is it going to cost us? 150. That's not too bad. We'll take it, and hopefully that'll be able to take down Angelus next turn. In terms of raising another army, actually we entirely forgot to go do the politics, didn't we? Provinces, we want a province map, don't we? I can never remember how to bring up the big map. It's under diplomacy, isn't it? Yep. So let's try and get a trade agreement with the Danes, maybe, because hopefully they're going to spend their time fighting people up here who are the other Nordic tribes. In order to construct a proposal, double click on okay. Danes. My friend, let your words move me. Anger or agreement, as you wish with them. Very reasonable of you. Could we please have a... Oh, we can do diplomatic marriages as well. That's nice. We're currently already trading. No, we're not. But do we not have a trading port? No. Okay. Oh, we don't have any tradable goods. Maybe if we have an arrange a marriage. No, because we don't have enough female children. Okay, so that's not doing very much. Let's check our faction screen so far and see what we've got. Essler is my son, and my wife is Jesus Christ. Firsts with, and Saxon names are quite the thing. Our dominion's not great, and our control's not great either. So we want to work on that by moving our men up the ranks over here. So it might be worth making one of our sons a companion. But also it'd be good having one of our sons as a general. Have one as a companion and one as a general. Which of you is a better fighter? You're both loyal, which is good to know. So statesman and heir. He's just a statesman. They're both statesmen. Ah, they've already up the thing. Is statesman just their stat? Because they get like things like master rider and things, don't they? A patron. He's a very statesmanly looking man. Edmund. So is it a case of double clicking there? Quite age of at least 18. Ah, how old is my son? Where does it tell you their age? That's their age under the sundial. Okay, he's 16. So Senrid can be it. Required rank 1. So we'll send Senrid over there. Hengist, that's quite the name as well. These names are going to be difficult to keep track of. None of you are particularly loyal. I don't know how I feel about that. Aomer. This isn't Rohan. I'm assuming, I think Rohan was based upon Saxon sort of mythology and things. The idea, I think, old J.R.R. Tolkien had his sort of slightly xenophobic idea of what if the French had never came and ruined his perfect England. And I think that's what they're based upon. So we'll keep that for now. We'll wait a turn, and hopefully that will sort itself out. We probably should raise another army. How much are we? We're outgoing. We'll wait a turn before we raise another army, because I think defensively we should be okay. Maybe not. We'll raise one of our sons. Which one was our son? Which one's loyalty? Influence, zeal, cunning. The ring is loyalty. Senrid, you are a good loyal man. But I cannot raise you because I can't remember the captain. Kind of maximum number of armies. So where's my second army then? That's odd. Oh, we have a skeleton force back at the base anyway. You're still assigned a provincial governor. I entirely forgot about that. As though you can be the provincial governor. And yeah, I entirely forgot about the edict. Bollocks. Forgot to set the edict. We do need an next turn. What do the Franks want? Non-aggression pact. Yeah, give us 300 quid and we can have a non-aggression pact. Can we negotiate? Don't take 300 quid, just a non-aggression pact. Actually, yeah, let you. 600 quid to have you guys beat up on the Romans a bit. It sounds worth it. Let's go and take on the Angles and unite the Anglo-Saxons through the age-old method of killing their shit until they agree to join us. Office secured. To a great deal of political back-scratching, your man has succeeded in gaining office. Office appointed. Senred, companion. Good work, Senred. Let's, what's this army like? Well, luckily we can declare war and just siege and let them come out. They have no allies, so it's mostly just a case of dealing with it ourselves. No equipment needed. Men on the field. I think we can just wait them out. Yeah, encircle the town. Wait them out, let them come to us, and then we can fight a defensive battle, which we're stronger. No, we're still not going to arrange as recruitable. What do we need to do? We meant to set an edict, didn't we, for this area? So what can we do? We can have Might of Teeve? Or Teal, I'm not sure. Army recruitment capacity +1. Religion influence +4 Germanic paganism. I think everybody's Germanic pagan around here, so that's not a big deal. Research rate +2 for civic developments. Public order, maybe not. Whereas rights research rate for military development. Unit experience +1 for recruits in all provinces. That's pretty useful. And resettlement, construction costs -10% and growth 10%. Well, we need to create an economic base. That's probably what I'll do. And we're also getting -happiness. But in 2 turns, we're getting +3 public order, but -4. That's because we don't have a military force in there currently. I think it'll be okay once we take Anglers, because then we'll be able to split our forces, and then hopefully we'll be able to build some docks in Angulus. And I think we might. I should have built docks here. And then hopefully we'll begin to building a fleet, and then we can begin our invasion of Britain. This is our second army. We do have. I see. Well, maybe. What would be the easiest? Do we start? Do we take on the Romans straight away? I think we should try and find a Roman settlement that's going to be quite unprotected. And my guess is that it would be. They're going to have London's going to be armed to the teeth. But if we can head over to maybe the Welsh settlements, I think we might be able to avoid some bit. The question is it easier to walk there, or is it easier to? It's technically their land. These are all so we can disembark. Linden, you meant to be London. Lindum, you seem fairly unguarded. Iberacum, that's York, I believe. So we can get a foothold. Well, sort of defensive wisdom sense that we should go here, and then we can have. Then we're not really at war with these people, so they'll really have no incentive to attack us. But then also, you're far too north to be London. London should be down here somewhere. This is meant to be the East Midlands. This is meant to be East Anglia. That's odd. I'm assuming it's not actually London. But still, taking York might be beneficial. The actual army in there is not very big, but the walls are going to be a pain in the arse. Oh, well, we have to wait till next turn before we can do anything with it, so we'll wait and see. We've still got a siege going on Anguillus, so hopefully something will come of that. Social climber, apparently. Who doesn't like a good achievement? Grown-ups, that's who. Sorry, still a little bit sniffy, it's still coming down from the cold. Mostly better, but you know. And the Iberocum is. The Franks are coming to have a go as well. Can't complain with that. We would like to join your war. We'd like an excuse to fight the Romans. So, let us go and lay siege to London, to York. And there's no men here. But we are going to need something to take down these walls. I probably should have seen if they had onagers, because they seem incredibly useful. What have we got? We have axemen. Spearmen aren't going to be particularly good at climbing the walls, especially since they've got some sort of swords. But our bowmen might be able to take down any watchtowers that are on the siege map. Siege towers probably sound like a safer bet. Build a couple of siege towers. I take a huge amount of time. They only take one turn. We want to be quick with this because we don't know if they'll come back. So we want 2 ladders and 1 battering ram. And we'll hope for the best. We'll continue siege. Actually, can we auto-resolve that? We can't auto-resolve that because we can't assault just yet. Okay. So we will continue siege. We should have looked for mercenaries, but actually we still can look for mercenaries. We're still under siege. They didn't have any onagers we could have hired. Over here, they're a fairly large army, so I think waiting them out is still the best course of action. We still have public order. Next turn it'll go up again, but we need to make sure we don't have a revolt on our hands. That's a good point. We need to deal with that. Request protection from me. I request labour from you. A feudalism, labour service, local traditions. If you're going to play, it's important to understand the game. I think we need a regional defence force because recruitment cost is useful. Hunter's camp means we might get some better units. I think you can build archers quite early on in this one, like you could in Rome. I remember the archers being very good in Rome Total War when you we're going to get really horrible attrition in winter. Actually, Britain's not too bad because it's quite a temperate climate. I don't know what's going to be like here currently because I haven't experienced it yet where we are, but I'm assuming attrition is going to be fairly bad. The Roman army's coming back. There's 2 Roman armies coming back, but the Franks are also... The Franks are close enough to fight with us. They deployed 500, we deployed 1,600. But in theory... Yeah. Maybe we should have taken Linden first. Oh, fight the battle on the map to see how it goes. Legio... I have no idea Roman numerals. Ulpa, Victrix, Flavius, Utricanius. That's going to be a pain in the arse. We're going to need to deal with that quite soon. We don't have any cavalry. The cavalry isn't a problem with the amount of spears we have, and that's kind of our thing as the Saxons, I believe. We roughly even on men. So but maybe our best bet is to go and just kill the force off at a time. And hopefully they won't get to fight us with even numbers. Because there should be about 500 men there as well. But the onager will start pounding us quite early on and doing quite a bit of damage, I assume. So I think it's probably best to press our advantage when we have the numbers. They are going to have the high ground. We're in the attractive Yorkshire Dales. These guys can scout. So, how far ahead? These might be our best bet in terms of taking out those onagers. Literally just using them as throwaway units to murder the onagers. Spears, we want to line them up first. We can create archery control groups. Control 1. And we need to... We want our spears to be control 2. Oh, we've done that wrong. 2, 3, control 1. Spears are 2. Then we want the bulk of our fighting force. They're not spears, they're you're essentially peasants, Nordic band. That. Right, so you guys are essentially peasants. Well, that might mean that we're a little bit bugger-dee-doed in terms of those. Oh, we've cut that up. That shouldn't be too difficult to organise. Then we have you lot. Control 3. We want our spears. I want you. Yep. I see you can't change the formation when you're in a control group. Not too bothered, but just move you up a little bit. And you guys. Nice and wide. Widen these units out a little bit, because you're going to need them to make a spear wall. That's good. This is an issue, this movement. Utter pain. It's not too bad. This isn't that important. We need you guys to be. So you are going to be control 3. We're going to need to sort the units out first, aren't we? Let's see. Fix this unit. And then, hopefully... No, okay. Then 3. Oh. Well, this is incredibly unintuitive. I'll make you control 3. Good. And then we can just use these. Okay, cool. Let's find these. Let's go and destroy those fucking onagers with these dudes. I forgot about the cavalry. 2, move quickly. 3, I want you also to move quickly. You guys are going to go fucking deal with them. Cavalry's moving backwards to unite with the other forces, so hopefully we can get in there with the scouts and clear out those onagers before they do anything too important. And all the damage they might do might just be on these guys, which are fairly expendable. So hopefully we just need to get moving. Maybe meet them on the hill. Because we don't know whether the reinforcements are coming from behind, so we might be able to take the top of the hill and defend that. So when they come and fight, it would be on height. We get the high ground bonus. We need to move up, you guys. What the fuck are you guys up to? Ah! More units coming from over there. So maybe going and taking this out first is our best bet. We want you guys to be quick and decisive. 2. My guys are going to be absolutely shattered after this. I want you guys to go and just fire hell on those people. You might be okay here. It might be worth turning these guys into melee mode because they just outnumber them. And it'll take them down quicker and let them do less damage. And sort of the casualties they sustain isn't entirely important. But if they take a charge from that cavalry, they are not doing in very good nick. Yeah, there's enough of them. They should just be able to go and deal with that. Cool. Now on this side, these guys, I'm going to want you guys to line up to fight them. We might have to take the force them to charge. But I think this lot, we're going to go fight them. And that cavalry's coming in. Good. Chest off those. You know where the cavalry is important now. To be honest, I think if we don't deal with those, we're wary of them. Let's come back down because they're going to be problematic. If we let them set up, we take out this force, it can significantly help our chances when it comes to fight this lot, because they won't get to unite and bring their full numbers to bear. So I think at least, yeah, Having these archers fire at them. You getting in there. You guys getting behind. You guys getting involved there. We need these archers to get out of the way. We have to do a lot of damage. You go and fire there. You go and take those out. And we can fight this guerrilla style. I want you guys off melee mode and shooting. You spearmen, you're going to do a lot of damage there. You lot. Draw 4. Out this way. Good. Now essentially I'm going to want to do as much damage over here as we can possibly do before. We need to keep an eye on what they're doing over here, but they don't appear to be moving, they appear to just be rotating to face, and it shouldn't be too difficult to reform if need be. We don't want the spearmen getting too close, we don't want to lure them into a charge, we want them just to sit about. So it's probably best if we just keep the spearmen facing this way, like shielding the rest of our army from a flank cavalry charge. While we keep these units are going to have to come in and bring our numbers in there. They might be coming around to try and attack our general. We've got some movement up here, so they are okay. I think we need to fight them over here. Sorry for the cough there. Depends what sort of units we've got here. They look quite heavily armoured, so I think retreat is probably best for here. And we'll bring our general in. Hopefully we can numbers them. What's our control route 1? Route 1 I want you to move back. I want you to fire on there. Hopefully we can just swarm them from this side. Our spearmen come back and form up. Cavalry are charging. Are they charging? If we mark this well, we can turn and face them. It doesn't really matter if they're coming. They're not doing a direct charge. Okay, turn and face. We should be able to take them with that. This one unit of cavalry should be able to take anything that comes from over. This one unit of spears should be able to take down that unit of cavalry with a counter charge. They're in range. Yeah, the general's on combat, but he might have to take one for the team. He's our king. I don't know what the damage, how much damage you do from losing a king in this one. And best bet is probably moving out to the flank here, moving them out to the flank there, and shooting into the back of that combat because I don't think it's going particularly well. Right, fire down those units there. Good, those cavalry are fleeing. We're going to need to flee out of range of that big force over there. Fire into there. Stop firing into that combat, you're not doing any good. Fire into there, then we can flank around the side. I want you facing over there. We've managed to fend off one of the units there. You've all got spears as well, so I don't think they're too bad against cavalry. I don't know what their default melee weapon is. Hopefully it's spears, because if so, they've got a slight bonus against the cavalry, and not they're dying like fucking flies. So cool. We're slowly winning the combat there, so we're going to need to turn and pepper that. Those spearmen are taking a complete battering. We've managed to chase off those cavalry, so that's pretty good. Let's retreat. I want all you guys to just pound that one unit there. You guys are slowly winning through here. The spearmen are going in as well, so it might be problematic. So we're going to want all of our ranged units peppering on this side. Our entire battle line has lost all sort of sense of formation. I keep getting. I'm always impressed by the AI in this game because it's far better than any of the previous games, and there's so much I take for granted in the previous games for just the poorness of the AI. And I don't think it'll be so forgiving in this game, which is good and bad because they're going to need to learn a whole new sort of way of doing things. But the game reckoned I was really fucked here anyway, so it's not. I don't think we're doing too poorly because we should probably need to flee a bit. Fall back. Then these guys are going to take a chair in the charge in the rear, but then also they'll be facing the other side, so we can fire into the back of the combat and hopefully do quite a lot of damage. Because I think these are all fairly well armoured, so we should be moving slightly. We should be moving slightly faster than them. They're quite... these are all heavily armoured swordsmen, so they're going to be very dangerous in melee combat. One of our units is fleeing. The men are broken and running for their lives. Let's find our general's unit. And do we have a... We do not... We can cause fear, but we can't. We don't have a sort of rally thing. Rally ability. They're putting up a pretty good show for themselves. I think our barbarian... The barbarian warlords are quite brutal, if I remember correctly. These guys keep moving. I think we always knew we were going to be slightly outmaneuvered and outmanned here, but it's not too bad. Hopefully we'll do quite a bit of damage to them. Yeah, this looks like it's the end for... There's a levy, so they probably shouldn't do too much, but they probably will. We're rallying. Let's pop some fire. Let's do some turning around and firing some shots off. I think they'd fire them off to whoever I bloody told them to do. Get up that hill. And you guys, you out of spears. I don't think you're going to be able to do much in combat. You guys. Go back in there. You guys are entirely out of spears to throw. But my archers have still got... And out of range. I thought they might be able to get some shots off into the rear of that unit. Looks like this isn't going to go particularly well. You guys are... Well, the plain sort of my Nordic band against the levies. You probably a fairly even fight, but I think you're slightly outnumbered. Our general's unit, these guys are hard as nails. You can tell by the way they've been holding this entire thing up, and they've got all that going on. To be honest, I don't think running is going to do you guys any good anyway. I want you both to charge that one unit and try and wipe it out. Whereas you guys, I want you just to pour arrows into the levies and move back. Hey, you're very low on ammo as well, so it's probably... These guys levies? No, they're exploratores. So, you're probably quite manly as well, I assume. Excellent spotting, excellent capture power, that's not very good. Excellent armour, average missile block chance. If we can take down those levies though with our skirmishers, it's about doing maximum damage with the units we've got so far. Okay, our general's unit's dead, so it's just a case of, I suppose, calling the retreat might be the prudent thing to do and trying to get out as much of our units as possible. But we need, I think, really, usually they need guiding to the border of the map. Take the fewest losses. We probably shouldn't have engaged here. It might be worth pulling out, and then we can double time. They've already started fleeing. Yeah, we've got a close defeat. Been a pretty good showing considering the computer thought we were entirely buggered there, but could have gone better. I was probably wrong to try and siege Ibrahim. Managed to take down 600 guys. We've lost almost entirely all of those units, but luckily we didn't pay for any of them because there were things at the beginning. But really, it's a poor showing. It's unfortunate, but we'll move on. We'll do better. Our siege in the angles should be going quite well. And once we have that, it shouldn't be too bad. But this is a sort of frustrating defeat and a sort of, sorry, banged my desk there. And a frustrating reminder of the improvements to the AI in this game. In the previous game, that battle would have been no problem because they wouldn't have been able to unite in time, and they wouldn't have been able to bring their full force to bear. But this one we're just entirely outmaneuvered. You got to respect that. Let's see how buggered up we get. Let's see, shall we? Enemy forces. Battle statistics are displayed. How are they going to treat us? We can flee. Hopefully those Franks there, though, will cause them a bit of a problem. I've got a defensive fight here, though, and our general survived. Hengist survived. And we've got 500 men. I reckon a good defensive battle. Most of our archers are alive. That's the main thing. That you can cause a lot of damage with most of our archers being alive. So we might actually, they might have been a bit ambitious here in trying to wipe us off the map. We're not going to get any reinforcements. We might have to load it back onto the boats and back over to our capital to try and replenish some of these men. And the defence of our capital is our main priority. We should probably take this hill here and let them come to us. So deploy our archers nice and high, facing this way. We should at least get a bonus when they come to try and fight us. These skirmishes are going to be next to useless as well. But at least we'll get the hill, the bonus of defending a hill. That's, I think, considering we're defending, we'll pop the thing forward and let them come to us. And where the enemy's reinforcements coming from. I don't think that's really. We can't really press the advantage. We don't have the units for it. I think just holding the hill and saying come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, I think is probably our best bet here. We've got an odd angle on them, but they're going to come for it. The reinforcements coming from behind them, so we can't really do very much. It's only 2 units. Let's see what sort of skirmishes. Not really a big deal. We want to take down these heavy melee infantry, so I'm thinking we're going to want to switch to the heavy arrows, just to. It seems like they've got a lot of heavy armoured infantry. That's going to be a pain in the ass to take down. These guys aren't really too big of a threat, so we can. I don't know. We've only got 24 melee units left. This hill, although it will give us a bit of range, isn't doing a huge amount for us still, I don't think. Oh no. Stay back. Yeah, the cavalry's going to be brutal. Yeah, we don't really have any spears, so this is going to be. It's all going to go to hell quite quickly. Oh, you're going to run forward. I hope they're all on skirmish mode though. Back and hold the line. Fuck it. Let's Leroy Jenkins this. And you guys can all. We do have the high ground, so we might be able to sort of take at least respectable casualties off them. Really fleeing would have been our best bet here, but you know. Yeah, he's fallen. We can't decide to flee. Yes, I know. Hopefully if we get over here, when the inevitable happens, they'll flee and most of them will get away. Must be able to keep some of our unit together. Nordic bows, very poor missile block chance, very poor armor piercing damage. Why isn't that just sort of a glowing sort of review of them, isn't it? Now we've got the low ground, but we should be able to flee. Try to take out that one unit. Something handy. We'll put you on standard shot. You should be able to take out these guys. It's very satisfying the way arrows hit in this game. Bloody smug Romans. Yeah. Wipe some smiles off some Roman faces. Now them. Take some of them down. Good, good. That's going to be useful in the future, but now I think you're a little bit fucked. I don't think a hunger for battle is going to save you here, matey boy. Oh, first example of some of the AI not being entirely great. But firing to the back of these guys is going to... Those are actually bodyguards. The heavy shot is actually a good idea against them. Yeah, wait for them to break and then have them run off. End battle. How many of them? We weren't killed to the man, were we? No, okay. Still. This has not been a particularly successful first 45 minutes of gameplay, has it? But again, we're leaping in blind here, so it's to be expected. Oh, the entire thing still gets killed. That is a shame. Still, we can take the ship's going to be very expensive, so if we take them back to port, I assume we have ports. That's not going to. That'll help us out. Killed in battle. Hengist deceased. He's one of my sons, isn't he? We have to worry. Oh, I remember from Total War 1 having to worry about your family being killed off and killing off rival kings to destroy their empires. Oh, that was brilliant. And in Medieval 2. Hope this bodes well for the next Medieval game, is all I can say. What faction do you belong to? What's with the burning? Are you blockading or something? Or shoot? But do I have a port to take those ships back? Ah, my units automatically form ships when they go to sea. I see. Okay, makes sense. Military investment enabled. Ibraq and Britannia inferior. Construction complete. Town centre. So that's improved our happiness slightly. Can't raise another agent, but can we raise another army? Since we lost that previous one. I want somebody loyal. He's fearful. Hostile agent invasion stances. I want somebody who's not also a congenital coward. Fearless warrior and fearful. Okay, I'm starting to see a bit of a contradiction there in your... Bloody hell, we'll try it. Why not? Raise army. Congratulations. Minus 12. Public order. Well, if we recruit some units to him, hopefully that will keep the peace a little bit. And also keep us defended in case the Romans try anything sneaky. That's what they're like. We're going to try and keep these videos to an hour long because Total War videos seem like they should be a bit more long form than the Guild Wars levelling, so a bit of fun. So we're going to keep the siege going on here, let them come to us. Anything else going on? We've still got our research going. All is good. We have another turn. We still have research going on? I assume so. I know, so we're searching regional defence force. Then we'll see what the politics is going on. What's going on here? I still haven't worked out what's sort of unfavourable here, of how many companions you want and how long it takes you to raise up and what's the benefits of this. It means my son's got more influence here, Senrid. And is he my heir? No. Essler? My abilities of English entirely failed me there. Is my heir. Okay. Can I upgrade them at all? New character details. No, none of them got any skill points to spend. He's the one with the wife with the completely incomprehensible name. All of them have got horrible incomprehensible names. Good, this is going to be a fun game. So, let's end turn and see where that goes for us. Yeah, not a great turn. The idea of just invading Britain straight off. Maybe it actually would have been a lot better if we'd landed both of our forces on the mainland of Britain. Probably could have started taking things, but I think maybe building an economic base here before the attack is probably a good idea. Like, just to get things going. Plus, we need to become the Anglo-Saxons before we go and, like, take Britain, because, you know, reasons. The Brothers of Ice. Men lost 299 location, and Augusta Frisia. The cold makes corpses. Ooh, we've had a lot of attrition going on. We have an Imperium. I don't know how that's happened. Oh, the attrition was awful. We lost a load of men. Essler is my son. He's completely paid off. This character was increased in rank. Where on earth is he? Are you? You're not him. Isn't he dead? Like, it's here. Senrid Essler. New character details. You have skill points to spend. We want to do governor things with you. Wolf. Embassy Warcry, Infantry Commander, Raven, Dark Wings, hold Dark Thoughts and spit Dark Words. Cunning, Construction is a very good. Construction is very useful. You currently, which one of my sons is a companion? Esther. and Senrid. We'll maintain the siege up here. Oh, I suppose we can move men up there and just do the assault. Make it quick. How many men do they have left? They have quite a big force. So yeah, let's just move men up here and assault. It's only a small village. So there's no walls to contend with. It's just a case of fighting on a smaller area. I don't know. Let's see what it thinks. Deployed 1500, they're deploying 1600, reinforcing 600. Still, we'll set the men there. Because they're still going to have to, if anything comes and attacks, they're still going to have to do a siege. So if we break the siege off, we can go in and get it from behind. So we keep encircling the town and let them come to us. How many turns did you reckon it would take? Encircle. Barracks available. Rather than trying to take this settlement before she could try waiting them out. 10 turns is a long ass time. But we've got a long ass time, so that's no problem. Let's keep encircled. I'm currently researching technologies there, so we got our regional defence force. Military society, the smithy's good, that means we'll be getting better weapons when we train. If we build one from in Tiliferdium. Public order is very low, we might have to put our taxes down. Where's the trade and finance tax level? We'll lower our tax level. In the hope that it will do something. Money isn't really an issue currently, so it's not too big of a deal. I'm always suspicious when one of them takes a long time, because you know there's a lot going on. It might just be because of the size of the empire, but it might also be because there's shenanigans going on under the hood. And you can't be dealing with shenanigans. Gaul, I wonder where they are. They were playable in the previous Rome game, so I don't know. Good frozen. Municipal construction. The Senate feel that a new cultural monument will improve the standings of the ordinary people in the empire. Construct a building from the following chain. City. Terms of money 14, get 1,000 gold. It's going to cost me more than 1,000 gold to do that. Market stall. Have we got the stalls? Why is building these things always increase public order? We've got the food. Public order is something we need to work on. So, meeting hall. Somewhere where they can get pissed. That makes everybody happy. Why not? Stores. Sanitation. Sanitation improves happiness as well, so we'll build that as well. Yeah, still waiting the siege out. Technology's still growing. Let's get forward another turn. I'm interested to see how the migrating mechanics work. Because I'm assuming it involves sort of settling. But for the majority of the factions who aren't the Huns, I'm assuming the Huns are going to start with huge stacks of units. So for the majority of the time it's just going to be running and settling and trying to claim land that the Huns can't get to. If the Huns are as scary as they are in many of the other games, such as the original Rome, and I suppose how scary the Mongols are in medieval Total War. Keep going. Region change. Burundians, new religion, Germanic paganism, a former religion, Aryan Christian. Lots full of mysteries. In search for answers, this faction has embraced another religion. That's nice. The one true faith. Records. Log events, store campaign statistics in one place for ease of reference. Mission succeeded. Change their religion. Activity. This is useful. Stats. This is just showing how badly we're doing. Prosperity is destitute. Going well then. Our predicted income is we're making 1,000 coins still, so things are going okay. It's not really a big deal. 5,000 coins. We have enough money to even pop up some mercenaries here if we need to. I do like having archers, so we'll pop a couple of units of archers and Germanic warband singers. They are very good, and we have the cash. Did make our incoming a lot less, but I don't think I said we're not having any problem with money so far, and it's going to be an issue if they try to assault because we are low on men, and that particular unit does not have any ranged defense. But by the looks of it, I don't think archers are as impressive as they are in the previous games, especially in Shogun Total War because of the lack of shields in that game. It meant archers were just brutal. But in this one, with European combat being a lot of shield walls and things, I don't see it doing the same amount of damage as in previous ones. Still, I like having them. They seem like they'll be useful. How many days? We have another... They're still happy even though they're being sieged and we're miserable. Isn't that just the story of everything? But we still have 2 more turns. We should get some more public order when they can finish construction. Can we issue another edict? We can't just yet, but something significant in the overview. We've successfully got a militarized society. So we can start either researching defined army taxation, which I'm assuming recruitment costs minus 10% for melee infantry units. That's quite good. Or we can do one of these again. Or we can take Roman logistics system. Army marches on its stomach. You get more ammunition. I do like that. We'll have some of that. Because there seems to be a sort of serious lack of ammunition in this game, and your archer units always run out of ammo very quickly. Especially your skirmishers, which only have a couple of spears usually. Still again. Let's get forward and keep moving. This is a very long form game, so I do apologise for the delay between the burning and Saxon raiding. We need to build up to that. That'll be something we do later on. We could have done some raiding when we were there and destroyed some of their improvements, but it doesn't seem to be working like that. Not like old Shogun Total War 2 when you go and destroy all the farms in the countryside. That was very satisfying. We haven't got any agents yet, so I'm assuming you can do stuff with that. We need to wait till we've got the technology in place. The Magyars. There's so many cool early European civilizations here going on. Lost 225 men. Jesus. 125. Winters in this game are actually brutal. We're not going to have the men to do this unless we push the advantage soon. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go for it. Tell you what, it'll be a bit of a cock tease. We'll call this it for this episode, and we'll fight the Angles in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed this, please remember to like and subscribe. You've been watching The Yearning Gun. I'm Rob. Hopefully we'll be having some more content with me and Henry doing some more Guild Wars stuff later on. Thanks for watching. See you later.